Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Behind Enemy Lines, the football podcast where three non-New England Patriots fans who live in New England essentially just suffer. No, it's actually been great this year. I'm joined, as always, by Yazzie, the resident Jets fan, and Ryan Cox, or Coxie, our resident Bucs fan, who has his new jersey finally.
Yes, it's come in. I'm so very excited to have it. Very happy.
Wonderful.
So it's comfy and new.
Very happy for you, friend. So how are you doing this week?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good. Big win last week. And some other developing news that we'll get to here in a minute.
Ooh, yeah.
But so it's been it's been a pretty good week. I feel really good going forward.
You're learning to dangle that carrot. Keep the listener engaged. Love that journey for you. I'm very glad to hear it. Yazzie, how are you doing?
I mean, in my actual life, pretty good. In my football life, that's another story.
Yeah,
I got my Mekhi Becton jersey.
Killing it.
So the one bright spot on this team this year. So you gotta take it where you can get it, man.
1,000,000%. I love me some big ticket. I'm wearing a
big ticket Becton.
I'm wearing alternate Larry Fitz this week, just since we're apparently doing a jersey check this week. But we have lots to talk about, boys. I don't want to take too long on introductions. The big headline news that actually broke roughly an hour before we started filming is Antonio Brown, yes, that Antonio Brown, to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
The who?
The what's a who's it's?
That's a team?
I have a feeling on what you're going to say, but how are you feeling, Ryan?
I'm very excited. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame caliber wide receiver. That we're already adding to a stacked wide receiving core. I mean, Evans and Godwin they just haven't been on the field, enough at the same time, and that is a
social
concern.
Distancing a little too literally.
Yeah. The soft tissue injuries that both of them continue to suffer through is a concern. So having Antonio Brown as a constant would be great. And then Brown, Evans, Godwin, one receiving core is just wow. And it's the ultimate of, if Seattle was going to go get him, at worst, we now have him and no one else does. The NFC is all just about, for the most part, it's about overpowered offense. Not a lot of the defenses in the NFC are that great. I think Tampa's is elite. So now fortifying even further that offense, they are now the most complete team in the NFC. Like by far. Especially if they go through a game like last Sunday with no penalties, they are the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, they really cleaned it up last week. I need Arizona to take a fucking page out of that book. Oh my God, we're so sloppy. So annoying. But yeah, I definitely think that's a big boon for you if he's still the same guy.
That's the big if. That's the big if. Is he the same guy? And not only that, the last two teams he's been on, the locker room didn't exactly end the way that it should have. Are you afraid of him being a locker room cancer to that team? Because even in New England with Brady, he still was kind of a cancer to that team.
Well, I wouldn't say so. I'd say that was more, more stuff about everything else. Like it was his off the field stuff. I mean, in Pittsburgh, yeah, I think it was a big locker room problem, and then with the Raiders, it was more like an ownership, coaching staff butting heads. And then in New England, it just they just didn't want to deal with the off the field issues, which I totally understand, totally get that. But in Tampa now, he's back with Brady. Brady is the one who campaigned for this.
Mm-hmm.
Brady wanted them to sign him this summer. But and the timing is perfect now. He'll go through COVID protocol and he'll be ready to go as soon as he's reinstated or eligible to be reinstated, which is week 9.
Against the Saints,
so, right? But I think it's against the Saints, yes. And so it's it's just a whirlwind just happening so fast with this team. So yeah, so he's got that connection with Brady, but he's also got, Arians, who he worked with for his first 2 years in the league when he was the OC in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
So he's got someone in the coaching tree he trusts, and he's got, the most influential player on the team, Brady, who he can look to. So I think having that kind of stability, in terms of overseeing figures, will kind of help him. That, and Arians, if he doesn't want this is Brady's deal. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much Brady, keep him in line. Like, if not, we're getting rid of him, and he's going to be on a deal that allows him to just be cut if it's too much of a problem.
Yeah.
So it's a very low risk, high reward, because if he works out and is at the same level he was like in 2017, then that's it. Then we can take. You can just give us the trophy now. Like, that'd be fine. Like, that's pretty much where I'm at.
I'm getting a little bit of deja vu here because I feel like I heard a million Pats fans say the same goddamn thing last year.
And but how good did he make that offense in the one game?
The one game, yeah. But that's the thing. It was one game. A, it was one game, and B, I mean, you can't just throw away the off the field issues, because he's got some serious allegations against him, and they're still in court right now for a lot of them.
Right, but he's already been dealt a punishment by the NFL for that, and so as long as nothing new comes up, then that's the past.
That's what the Pats said. As long as nothing new comes out, what happened? The guy's not right. Let's call a spade a spade here.
I blame the Montez Perfect hit for him not being right. I'm dead fucking serious.
No,
that wouldn't surprise me at all. No. Yeah. I'm not trying to shit on the pickup. I think it's a great pickup. I think if it works out, it's going to be a game changer for sure. He just worries me as a person, really. There's no discussion. He's one of the best, if not the best, wide receivers that ever played in the NFL. It's just a matter of, is there going to be more shit that comes out? Is something going to come out with the suit that's still in the legal process right now? I guess is my question.
Okay. Well, let me pose a different question. Do you think it's going to be different for him and might be beneficial for him he's not going to be the guy? Like, he's not the guy. Like, there's Evans, there's Godwins.
That was the point I was going to make, is that, yes, obviously he's crazy, high-powered, offense. Mm-hmm. He's a weapon. You have so many of those guys. Right. You can't feed all the mouths, especially if they can finally get either Evans or Godwin, whichever one it is, week to week, back healthy with him in the lineup. You then have another mouth to feed and an offense that, in a lot of ways, while they're like doing all right, they've had some dumb losses, what have you. They still haven't like super got it going in the way we've all expected offensively.
And I think a lot of that comes down to the injuries. I think a lot of that comes to Evans and Godwin haven't been able to gel with Tom Brady for any length of time. Mm-hmm. And so, but at the same time, I don't feel introducing Brown is going to be too disruptive. And I don't think it's going to be something to where, there's not going to be enough mouths to feed. Evans and Godwin are not, neither of them are divas. At least they haven't been as of yet.
No, yeah.
No. They've both been stand-up guys the entire time they're in the league.
I think it's going to be something to where each guy understands. This game I might have 3 catches, but in another game I might get 6 or 7. It's really gonna be, Tom's whole thing of giving what the defense, taking what the defense gives you.
Yeah.
So if they're giving up Godwin to protect the other 2, then it's going to go to Godwin. And, it's really going to just depend on coverages. And I think they'll all understand that.
Yeah.
And I think they understand that the ultimate goal, like, look, guys, we have the talent to decimate and win the Super Bowl this year in Tampa. Like, this, let's go.
be awesome. I'm
And
kind of rooting for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they can hold it together for 1 year. Do I think Antonio Brown's going to be like something to where after this year they're going to extend him or whatever? I highly doubt it.
Mhm.
But
See,
because there's no way they're going to be able to pay them all.
Yeah, my thought also with that is if anybody's gonna have a problem, it's probably gonna be Antonio with his target share. But the way that they can get around it, Arians is a smart guy. I bet he has packages where it's only 2 of them on the field, or like certain packages where all 3 are a threat. All these, I know he'll be able to scheme it out. So I guess I posed the question more to get y'all's opinion more than like being a dissenter. I do think it is a problem because especially in an offense like that, there is only one football. So they can't all eat. So I think it can become a problem. I'm not sure if it will. For me, it's more that aspect of how the thing I'm most curious about is how is Bruce going to scheme this, because it could be a lot of fun to see like what packages they use them in. Imagine them in a trips bunch.
Oh my god!
It's
a powerful trip.
How the fuck do you defend that though? Honestly, with
you don't.
Like you just there's no who do you cover? Who do you cover?
You at that point you're basically going to rush 3 and drop 8, and then then they'll actually be able to run it. Like Rojo's been coming.
Not only that, but like if you give Brady time, he's either going to throw it away or make the right decision. There's no other option there. You know, if he has time, he's going to do it. And like here's the thing, I hate Tom Brady as much as anybody in the fucking world as a Jets fan. But if you give him time, he's going to make the right decision. Period. So what do you do?
Antonio Brown can improvise. Brown can improvise.
Yeah, because he used to play the scramble drill with Ben all the time, and it would work out great. Yeah. Not that Tom's going to do much scrambling, but
no. But if it's something to where Tom's got way too much time and everyone's like kind of run the route and still not open, Brown will just find a way to get open.
Yeah.
So
but like Brady's good at doing those very, very slow first down runs for 10 yards.
God, yeah.
Everyone's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Everyone's like 20 yards down the field.
Slide.
He's just like, is he still going? Yeah, he's still going.
Yeah. He runs better than Daniel Jones, though. So.
Oh my God.
All right, you want to shit on Daniel Jones all you want, but like the thing, I read that he had the fastest miles per hour of any quarterback this year
in the last like 3 seasons.
Yeah, on that one run,
faster than anybody. He was boogieing. He fell down. So, that was hilarious. We had to bring it up.
Those last 10 yards.
Yeah.
Hilarious. So I do think it's a very, very good get for you guys. I'm excited, like I said, to see how he schemes in and slots in. I think it just creates more intrigue in a very intriguing season with all the stuff going on already as it is. So I think it was a good get for you guys. I'm excited to see where it goes. Any other parting thoughts? I don't want to cut anybody off.
I think we're good.
Burping. Fantastic. So let's talk about what was previously probably the biggest move of the week before this news broke. Yannick Ngakoue to the Ravens. Huge get. I love me some Yannick Ngakoue because I was a big fan of those boys down in Duval County because former Cardinals great Calais Campbell. He's back with Calais over in Baltimore. How do you think this changes things? Let's go to Jay first this time.
I don't know how this isn't a bigger story, honestly. Like it kind of broke and people talked about it for like an hour and then no one talked about it. How the hell do you trade Yannick Ngakoue for what was it, a third and a fifth?
Something like that.
For one of the I think he's
conditional fifth.
In a conditional fifth. That is exactly what the Jets got for Leonard Williams from the Giants. Put that in perspective real quick. The guy's like what, third or fourth in sacks so far this season?
He's having a year.
He's having a decent year, right?
Where he's at.
They gave up was it 1 second or a couple seconds? I can't remember exactly what the trade was on that.
I can look at it real fast.
The trade for Ngakoue was a 3rd round pick in 2021. And
from Jacksonville to the Vikings. What did they give up? Yeah,
I
thought it was a free. Oh, did they trade him or was it?
No. They traded him. They traded him. Yeah.
Let me look. See if I can find.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because that was surprising to me. Is they gave up trade equity for this player and then immediately trade him a month into the season for less than they traded for him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there it is.
It's fine, but they traded they traded for him more than they traded
They
him
got
away.
a 2021 second and a 2022. Oh no, that's this one. That's the trade.
No, they got a third and a fifth.
Oh, so yeah, this was a second and a conditional fifth to the Jags.
Okay, so a second round pick to a guy who it was kind of like reminiscent of the Jamal Adams trade, except the Jets got way more for Jamal Adams. But he wanted out. He said he wanted out for over a fucking year. And they got him for a second, which a lot of people said was a steal for him because he's, again, one of the most premier pass rushers in the NFL.
Yeah, Yannick's got 5 sacks this season, just so you know.
I don't understand the trade. So I honestly think that I think they're going to be rebuilding, man. I don't like. There's no other explanation.
Oh, the Vikings?
Yeah, there's no other explanation for this trade.
Oh no, they 100% they are.
They just traded for him. They just traded a second round pick for him like a month ago or 2 months ago.
I get it. It doesn't make sense, but I'm just telling that's what they're doing. They're gonna try and rebuild trade activity. That defense is not doing anything.
Maybe there was behind the scenes stuff.
I mean, with him probably.
Possible. I mean, we can't go.
When I saw that alert come on my phone, I was like, wait, what? They traded a third round pick for one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. Those are my thoughts. I just thought it was insane. Dogs.
Oh no!
I just want to reiterate how scary this is because Ngakwe's joining Calais Campbell, like I mentioned, and Matthew Judon, who's also a dude. I'm a huge Matthew Judon guy.
I was hoping he would shake free for the Jets.
That front line Ravens is nuts right now.
Yeah, I mean the Ravens already led the NFL with they have like the fewest points per game right now at 17.3, and then they rank second in sacks.
Yeah,
and they're adding,
and now they've added Yannick Ngakoue.
Yeah, so I mean, so here's a fun trivia question. So since 2016, Yannick Ngakoue has 40 sacks, 15 forced fumbles, and multiple defensive touchdowns. Who is the only other player since 2016 to rack up those numbers?
Chandler Jones.
Chandler Jones, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Khalil Mack.
Oh,
that makes sense.
It's Yannick Ngakoue and Khalil Mack.
Oh,
and that's what the Ravens
Chandler doesn't have the
just
TDs.
added.
And the Ravens gave the farm for him, like everything for Khalil Mack.
And the other thing with the Ravens, so with their defense, they have to, in order to get to the quarterback, they have to blitz a lot. They do have to blitz a lot. They have the fewest sacks when rushing for. So now they actually have more sacks with their secondary than they do with their linebackers.
Interesting.
So now you're adding the ability paired with Judon to rush the quarterback. If you can get to a quarterback with 4 and then just drop in coverage, now you can compete with Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now you can absolutely compete with Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because that was a huge problem defensively, is that if they're going to blitz, can't blitz Mahomes.
Yep.
He'll read it. Now you can just
rush 4. Yeah.
Just rush 4 and then drop back, make him make a play, and then just keep one in the box for when he runs. And you can just do a whole defense on that. Just there you go. And they can run the ball and do a little short West Coast offense style like passing plays, eat up a lot of clock. You can beat Kansas City with that form.
Yeah, I mean it was an absolute fucking steal for them. It's gonna be ridiculous, honestly.
It's huge. It's huge for them.
Absolutely.
It's a great organization. They really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
So Ngakwe's got 5 sacks this season. Calais Campbell has 4, and Matt Judon has 2. They're all playing together now. My fun little question for you guys is, out of those 3, who ends with the most sacks?
Ngakoue.
Yeah, I think Ngakoue does.
Yeah.
Give me Calais Campbell. Call me a Cardinals homer.
Hey.
You got a Stanley over here.
I am a Stanley.
There's a thing, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Campbell had the most either, but I just think
not at all.
I just think Yannick has more talent.
It wouldn't surprise me if Judon came out and caught up in
that would actually surprise me a little bit.
He could.
Because isn't he more an off-ball linebacker?
So all 3 of them are listed as DEs. So which one do we think plays more of that OLB? Do we think it's Judon? Probably. I think he's outside the most.
Well, he's a more natural linebacker than Ngakoue or Campbell, so I could see them putting him off ball more.
Yeah, Campbell can't be an LB. He's 6'8", 300 pounds. He's not.
Yeah.
Ngakoue could potentially be an off-ball linebacker, but Judon's the more natural fit for that.
Yeah. So I think that's what they'll probably do. Do you think which side do you think they line him up? Do you think they line up if they do it that way? Is he lining up like on Ngakoue's side or on Campbell's side? I haven't looked at the tape, so I don't know where they've been.
Yeah, neither of. God, imagine him like throwing him on Ngakoue's side.
Oh, that would be gross. That would be so gross.
Imagine being an offensive lineman and you look, and that's what you're staring at is those two, and you're just like, shit.
You probably have him blindside though. Whatever the blind side is, I would think.
I bet Mahomes is like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bruh.
Yep. Biggest competitor.
I gotta face that in the AFC Championship now. What the fuck?
I like that they're just sneakily rebuilding Saxonville over in Baltimore.
Yeah,
because the Jags got to the playoffs one time with Duval County, Saxonville. Like, hey, let's never fucking do that again.
Yeah. Hey, remember that?
Playing in December sucks.
I don't want to win playoff games.
Playing in January sucks.
I just want to play golf with my friends.
Now we have all this money. We don't know what to do with it.
But I'm very excited about that. I like a good bit of D lineman talk, but I think that's going to be a big get, and kind of like what we've been talking about before. I'm excited to see what that move does to change the landscape of that team and that division as well. Any other final thoughts on the other blockbuster move of the week? All right, changing pace a little bit. There was another move, but it was an inter-team move, and it's kind of a sad one. Officially, Tua Tagovailoa is the starter for the Miami Football Dolphins, and Ryan Fitzpatrick has been benched. And he was on the record. There was a quote going around that it broke his heart, that he was really sad. He didn't really expect it. He really thought that he was doing a good job, and he felt like the team was his. And everybody's really bummed out for him. So what is your take on it? We'll start with Ryan this time. How do you feel about this whole situation? I'm personally really bummed out for the guy.
I'm bummed out for the guy. So it's tough because both sides are right here, but both sides are also kind of wrong. So with Fitz, one, he knew this was coming. So to sit there and be like, I thought this was my team, blah 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 blah, but that's your fault for getting that attack. You knew it was coming when they drafted Tua.
Are you being the hot girl who kicks you out after a one-night stand? You knew what this was.
You knew what this was
going to kick you out.
We are not getting breakfast.
I thought I could stay for breakfast at least. Damn.
No. Get out. So, like, it was bad for him to get in that mindset that he thought this was his team. So he's overhyping himself there.
I mean, he was playing well to his defense on that.
But that's the thing. Yes, no, he was. He 100% was. I mean, he was 7th in QBR. He was in front of Drew Brees, Dak, Tom Brady, Big Ben. 70% completion percentage. Like
that's pretty fucking good, actually.
Yeah, it's really good. Like he was projected to go over 4,000 yards in passing. Like and coming off of a combined 67 and 17 scoreline. Like he's been really, really good. But if you're Miami and you want to move forward with Tua, it's better to start seeing what you have. You're not going to win anything this year. See what you have.
They're second in that division.
Yeah, but are they competing for a Super Bowl? Are they competing for a Super Bowl?
For now. They're also in one of the worst divisions in the NFL.
Fitz is never going to take them to a Super Bowl. And that's what they want. That's what they are hoping with Tua. So they want to start that project now. And it's not like if say Fitz, wins 3 more games, and now they're 6-3. Are you benching Fitz now? Can you honestly bench him then? You're going, you're in your bye week. You have the time to get to getting a lot of first team reps. Now's the time. I do feel bad for Fitz, but now's the time to move forward with Tua. And it sucks for him. It really does. But he shouldn't have let himself get that attached. He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Jay.
I think in previous podcasts I've said that Fitz should have started the year. just because of the really like the injury that Tua had last year was
Scary.
like bad, like really bad. Like they didn't know if he would play football again. I think the Miami side, I think the plan always was to start Tua after the bye. And I think that's why people are like, "Oh wow, this is so surprising." But I think that was always the plan. I think the plan was to start out the bye, make sure he's healthy, and see what they got with the Rook. I'm still in the camp that they should have started Fitz the entire year and let Tua heal. I'm not necessarily a Fitz. I like Fitz, but he is what he is at this point. You know, he's what 36 years old. He's a journeyman quarterback. He's played for like 9 or 10 teams. You know what you got with him, and you know you can only go so far with Fitz. Yes, he's had a good first 5 or 6 games of the year, but that happens a lot with him, and then he usually falls off. And you're not winning a Super Bowl with him. You might potentially make the playoffs if literally everything falls into place. But I once they made the change, I kind of, if they think that he's healthy enough to start, then yeah, I would agree with Cox. Like, why not just see what he's got? Because they're not winning the Super Bowl, and they're probably not gonna make the playoffs. So yeah, see what the
expanded playoff format,
and the farther and better you do, hurts you. Then you have a shittier pick.
Exactly.
I'd rather start Tua now, see what he's going to be like, and finish the year at 6-10 and have a better pick than go 9-7, 8-8 with Fitz and make the playoffs and have a worse pick and not know it.
Yeah, go 9-7 and get the shit kicked out in the first round, and then
play Tennessee and get rocked.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I said, like at first, yes, I wanted Ryan Fitzpatrick to start the year. I thought that would be the smarter move, but I totally get where they're coming from by starting to.
100%. This was before we started recording the podcast every week, but if you'll recall, I think I talked to both of you individually, and I said Tua will start like 6 games into the season. I did say that, so it's, to me, timing wise, it makes the most sense. I think they're in the best position for this to happen because Fitz went 500. You know what I mean? Like, that's ideal for Tua to step into, because there's room for growth, there's room for regression, and neither way, like, you don't really hurt the team that much, generally speaking. Because if you start sliding, then you get a better pick and you can put more pieces around him. If you start winning, you can boast about your investment and how good the kid's going to be as he continues to develop. So,
and it's also the best week to start him because they're in a bye, so you can get the kid ready to go for his first like actual start.
Here's the thing. Here's the other little added question to the end. Do they trade Fitz by the trade?
I was going to ask that. Do they trade him? Does he demand a trade? What do you guys think?
No,
I don't think he'll demand a trade. I don't think he'll demand a trade. I think people will ask.
Who do you think?
I don't think anyone's given up trade composition for him. I really don't.
For maybe like as a better like, if I'm Dallas. If I'm Dallas, I make a call. If I'm Dallas, I make a call. If Andy Dalton's not going to get you anything, and Fitz is sitting there on 70% completion with that offense,
but in a system he's been in for 2 years though. Like Fitz has been in the system for 2 years. He's not going to go to Dallas and light the world on fire.
But Fitz
automatically.
But it's perfect for him. He's a journeyman. He's done it before. He's gone into different systems and learned. He's had to learn quick.
And there, despite
he is a Harvard grad.
Yeah. And there, despite
I love that little. He's a Harvard grad. Did you guys know he went to Harvard?
Despite the fact that he would have to learn the system while he's getting acclimated, and they only have a small playbook for him. You know what he could do? He could turn around and hand the ball to Ezekiel Elliott, which is always a pretty decent plan, despite the rough game he had this past week. But I'm okay with that.
And they can stand to like lose games with him. That division is like you can lose 2 or 3 games.
Like all time bad. That division is all time bad.
So I think it would be a dumb move. That being said, it would not surprise me if Jerry Jones made the move.
Like if he just threw like a 7th their way.
Yeah, I can see a 7th. Yeah, I mean it's a high reward, low risk.
Now.
Yeah,
And so this was the other thing I was going to bring up, because people are talking on social medias with the way that he and this other quarterback that I'm going to mention mentored the young generation of QBs, the way they traveled around. People are legitimately making a case and an argument that both Ryan Fitzpatrick and Josh McCown deserve a bid in the Hall of Fame. And I want to know what you guys feel about that. Let's go with Ryan because he's nodding his head.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Do I think they should get the gold jackets? No, but should they? Have like a little little space like I don't know, like a consolation wing of like people who like mattered to the game but like aren't Hall of Fame, but like you know what I mean?
Well, that's what it's the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Stats. You know what I mean?
Right, that's true.
That's the balance between it. A lot of people. I have a friend, Dan Chick. You guys know him. He is so stingy with his fucking Hall of Fame picks, and I'm like, he doesn't think Frank Gore's a Hall of Famer. He doesn't think Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer.
Also ridiculous.
So those are what?
Yeah, that's it. Like that's how strict he is. And for me,
Frank Gore's
a Hall of Famer. Yeah, there's no question.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, DT.
But what I was saying is like I always emphasize to him and anybody, it's the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of Stats. Like if you had an impact on the game that is worth remembering, you should probably get a bid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it would definitely have to be both of them together.
Yeah.
But the way the voting is, I mean, he's never going to go in the Hall of Fame. I agree with Cox that maybe there's like a backup wing or something. The best backups in NFL history.
Well, they may get in like 80 years down the line when they bring in those legacy players. You know what I mean? They have those like people from like the early 1900s, 1800s that they throw in every year.
I just don't see it. Honestly.
I think Fitz should definitely be a quarterback's coach once is all like his actual career is done.
Yeah.
Definitely be a quarterback's coach.
I think McCown would be a phenomenal one day, like maybe 20 years down the road, a phenomenal head coch. And this is my biased opinion, just because watching him on the Jets with Sam in his first year, it was like insane. Like the way he coached him up and the way that he just like took him under his wing. And even Sam, I think Sam got injured for like 3 games that year, something like that. And he like there was like all stories all around like how he was coaching him up and showing him like this is how you do it, like this is what you should do here. It's like, yeah, I fucked it up, but you see what I was going for, right? And then Sam came back, and then for the last 4 games that year, just lit it up. And again, that's my bias. That's my biased view on McCown, but he's always been renowned throughout the NFL as being that guy who will take guys under his wing and teach them the ropes, and he'll never let his ego get in the way. Where I see like Fitz lets his ego get in the way a little too much.
Gotcha. Yeah, I feel that. I think somebody like a Dallas coming knocking, I could see. I don't think any of the other teams that need a QB like Washington do that, because I think they're just in full like yeet mode at this point in the year. It's not one of those things where you want a guy to transition or anything. So I think the biggest contender there is Dallas, maybe, but he probably just stays and continues to contribute to the team in a positive way. Who did you lose? Everything's fine on my end.
Did you guys lose me?
No, you're fine.
Did I freeze him? Oh, you froze for a second. My answer.
No, you're good.
No worries. So I think that about does, unless you guys have any final thoughts about the Fitz Tua situation. I'm excited to see what Tua has to bring to the table. I'm excited about
it'll be interesting
of him really getting some real game time in and seeing how that Dolphins team does with him at the helm. So that does it for our This Week in Football, our headlines. Let's go into the matchups and predictions. Before we get into the game by game, I want to let the one thing I do want to do, never mind, I'm getting everything all messed up. Since we just talked about Fitz, I think you guys have a prop bet to settle, if I recall. Since
you're right
about Fitz.
You're right.
So I have to go grab it, so I will BRB.
Oh, you didn't grab it? Come on, bro.
Unbelievable. Go.
Yeah, get out of here. We'll
am I? You guys, do you talk about yourself? Am I allowed to chase her, or is this just?
Oh yeah, that's fine.
No.
Just as long as you do them. No, fuck off.
All right, I'll be right back.
I'm the host. Oh, he went into to Yazzy's spot on the nameplates. I'm not changing it. I'm not changing
That's
the nameplates. You're Yazzie for now.
All right. The Jets are amazing.
Yeah, so,
I love the Jets.
So, for context, for those who didn't watch or don't remember from last episode, Coxie and Yaz here had a prop bet on how many interceptions young Ryan Fitzpatrick was going to throw. I believe it was set at 3.
It was.
He threw 2.
Yes.
But a DB missed a third one by fingertips in that game, which would have made this go the other way.
And I'm so happy it didn't go that way.
Would have been hilarious. So he has to take 2 shots now on the podcast. He's going to get it right now, which is why Ryan's actually Yazzie for the moment. But while we're waiting for him to come back, one other thing I wanted to update everybody on is we went back and we've tallied all the predictions up to this point because we wanted to keep track as a fun thing to do. And currently, through 3 weeks of the podcast, going into the 4th, Ryan has a record of 24-17 picking games and is in a firm 3rd place. I am in 2nd place with a 29-12 prediction record, and Jay is at 30-11, winning by 1 singular game in this predictions contest. So I may now have to start picking against Jay.
Goddamn right I am.
I may have to start picking against Jay to try to expand my lead. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So before I do these 2 shots, I have one thing. I was fingertips away.
Yeah,
from
we talked about that.
Fuck. I was watching. I was watching it with Sid, and I literally saw it go through her fingers, and I freaked out. She's like, "Why are you so mad about that?" I was like, "Cause that means I got to do 2 shots on the goddamn podcast." All right.
Too bad. So sad.
You pour it up, and I'll lead with my game, and then I'll come to you last, so you can rip your shots. But here's to you.
Here's some Becton, big ticket Becton, I guess.
All right, here's to the big boy. What's the second one too, friend? And what are you shooting for the people?
I'm a basic bitch, so I'm doing Tito's.
Tito's and cran.
Can
I get a Tito's and cran?
Yeah, talk all the shit you want. This shit's smooth as fuck.
No, I love Tito's, but that's just it's burned into my memory from college. Just
there is a reason why this is the basic white bitch shot. Is that derogatory? Am I not allowed to say that?
No,
anymore?
You're fine. It's fine. You got. What are you cheersing that second one to, big boy?
I don't know.
Tom Brady.
To the Jets firing Gase soon, hopefully.
Yeah, well, cheers to that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Fire Gase.
Fire Gase. You did it. I'm very proud of you. So with no more further ado,
took pleasure from your pain.
I'm gonna make some wild picks tonight, boys. Let's go.
Good. That's what I want. I need to get a lead on you. I'm gonna lead off since I went last week. We have my Arizona Cardinals going up against the Seattle Seahawks. Battle of
should I write this down so we have it? So we don't have to look it up again.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that because I have the paper and pen right here.
There you go. Making yourself useful.
Yeah. Contributing to the podcast. Wow.
That's all I can do. It's about fuck you.
So it's a battle of very high-powered offenses, obviously. The defenses are suspect in a lot of ways. I do like we really came alive against Dallas. Zeke had his own issues that I don't think are fully to blame. I don't think we can fully take credit for his fumble issues with that, but we made some turnovers at the right time. Again, against Andy Dalton, so kind of a grain of salt there. But I think it was a good momentum thing for us. That being said, as much as I want us to win this game, I don't think we win this game. I think it's close. I think it'll be one of the more compelling matchups this week because we always play Seattle weird every year. Every year the games are weird and they're kind of wild. So if that's the case, since it's always like not what you'd expect, it's probably going to be a defensive game. It's probably just going to be turnovers galore. It's whoever can hold on to the ball. But I think the Seahawks win a close one, probably by 7 or 10. Let's go. Let's go something like 27-20 Seattle. Ryan, what do you got?
So I definitely agree that that's for sure. The and the defenses are definitely suspect. Now, one much more so than the other. The Cards 12th in yards per game defensively with 346. But Seattle's last
They're bad, dude. They're bad.
401 total yards per game.
Bad.
That's what they're giving up. They're very bad. Now, surprisingly, they're 7th in rush defense. So what that tells me is that Seattle, or that the Cards, are going to have to throw. Hopkins is going to have a game.
Yeah.
I would also watch for Isabella
I
to get a
love
long
Andy
touchdown
Isabella.
there. I think he's going to. I could see him getting a long touchdown. And
I remember being at the bar in Boston during the draft when we traded for him. I was like, "Oh, that guy's from UMass. That's pretty neat."
So I think,
like, he's good, man.
Like between him and Christian Kirk, just flying down the field. You got those options deep. You've got Hopkins. You've got Fitz. They're gonna throw. They're gonna throw a lot. But I just don't think they're ready to take over Russell Wilson. I just don't like. I just see Russell Wilson has an uncanny ability to just win games. So I think they're going to win a close one here. 40. I think Sunday Night Football is going to be a great game, and I'm almost kind of glad that they moved it into the Sunday night slot.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited because I'll be.
I was actually pumped that they moved that one into.
I was going to give it my full attention. Also, fun fact: we play Seattle 2 of the next 4 weeks. So
fun.
I think we split the series, but I think we lose this one. Jay, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, I'm writing down the picks here. I agree with Cox that it's going to be an absolute shootout. I think it's going to be a close one, honestly, because Seattle's pass defense it's worse than the Jets' pass offense and their pass defense. And you saw what the Cards did against the Jets' pass defense. Just trying to relate it to things I can remember. But I'm going to go with the upset here.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm going to go
I'll be
Cards.
happy if we win it.
31-28 Cards.
Ooh. Wait a minute. Are we home? We win the home one. If this is the home one, I want to change my pick.
Does it matter? Because Seattle's still locked down, though. I don't think they have fans.
I think this is the home one.
It is the home one.
I got the Cards here.
Yeah, we win the home one. I'm going to switch mine to Arizona.
It's locked in. It's in ink.
It's not.
Let him switch it.
It's in ink. It's in ink.
It's my...
Yeah, and the piece of paper that you could cross.
I just won't post this then, fuckhead. We'll redo the whole thing.
He's got the Cards. Yes, he's got the Cards. Coxey's got the Seahawks.
We win the home one. We win the home one in the series.
All right. I got Hopkins, and again to Coxey's point, I got Hopkins having an insane game.
Remember, he eats people. That's what he does.
He does.
I love that. I'm so happy that we have him. Oh god. But yeah, great. Next up, Ryan, Bucs versus Raiders. Give us your rundown.
Okay, well, I'm sure we've all heard the entire offensive line in COVID protocol. So the Raiders might not have their starting off line today. Which, if that happens, the Buccaneers defense is going to have a field day. I mean, they're already first defense, only giving up 282 yards per game, and they held Green Bay, one of the best offenses in the league, to 201 yards.
Yeah.
And had 5 sacks. So you're going to take a starting offensive line, which is something the Raiders do pride themselves. This Raiders team is big on their offensive line and being able to run.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not going to be able to run the ball against you. Don't run the ball against Tampa. They're giving up 60 points per game to the run. So, and now there's no starting offensive line, and so they're going to be able to get to Carr. no, this isn't going to be much of a game. The Bucs are going to win. The Bucs are going to win this.
What was that score?
I don't know.
You're cutting out a lot. What was that score?
Oh, 31-14.
Okay.
Am I? Oh.
You had.
Are we taking scores or just the picks? Because I'm just doing picks.
No, take the picks. The scores are just for flavor.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, because I'm not doing that math, man. That ain't my jam.
I know. They're covering the spread.
Yeah, exactly.
Jay, what do you
got? Yeah, I mean, I think the Bucs win this one, but I think, according to what I read earlier today, there's a chance that everybody on that offensive line starts on Sunday if they all test negative, which we've seen multiple times this season, where the Sunday morning comes and they all test negative and they play. That being said, they haven't practiced since Tuesday, maybe. I got the Bucs. I got the Bucs easy on this one.
Yeah.
Bucs 34-17.
What?
Bucs 34-17. The end.
Is that for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not gonna be close.
It sucks because it's the first game for against Brady since the Tuck Rule game, and it's the first game for Gruden against the Bucs since he's come back into coaching. I wish it were a better game under better circumstances. It's just not gonna be.
That's the thing. It's like really shitty circumstances for that, but it's just like that's too much to overcome against a really good Bucs team.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100%. Jay, you have Jets versus Bills. What's your
also known as who cares?
You care. You love Josh Allen.
Yeah, but this isn't a game.
Well, okay. So Sam's back. Becton's back. Mittens is playing his first game as an NFL player.
God.
Perriman is back again because he got injured earlier this week, and we were wondering if he'd actually play. Crowder should be back. You know what? Just for the sake of me trying to one-up you assholes on the predictions, I'm going to take the Jets here.
All right.
I'm going to take.
You're trying to trigger me, aren't you?
24-21 Jets.
God.
I'm assuming Cox takes the Bills.
If you think the Jets are going to put up 24 points, the Jets ain't going to get anywhere near having a 2. It's the first digit of that number. No. This is 30. This is 35-10, Bill. The Jets are a team you play. The Jets are basically the team you play if you're Auburn or LSU, that crappy little Division II team that you kick the crap out of before you actually start playing college football. That's the Jets.
I thought we were friends, man.
I'm sorry. I'm so done talking about them. They suck. I'm done with them. Trash got taken out last week. Oh my god.
Okay, but this is the first time that Sam Darnold has had his starting wide receivers, all of them, in the entire regular season.
Did your offensive line magically get better?
They're not bad.
Really? Because the really good running back that you wasted couldn't do anything because your offensive line
last week Le'Veon Bell wasn't good.
He's not good.
Because
their offensive line is awful. He's going to be good in KC because they have a better offensive line.
You're backtracking now because you said
no.
With a good
Le'Veon Bell, he was bad with the Jets because their offensive line is not good.
Okay. All right.
They 35-10. 35-10 Bills.
Gotcha.
Okay. If it's less than 35-10, if the spread's less than that, then you do 2 shots.
Whoa. Okay. No. So what was your score? What was your score?
24-21 Jets.
Okay, and I said that they would get 10 points. So if
the Jets get more than 10 points, you do 2 shots.
No. We'll set it at 17. That's halfway.
Okay.
If the Jets score 17 points, I will do 2 shots.
17 plus.
17 plus.
Witness. All right. Love that these shot bets are going on now.
Okay.
So
I love it. Up tequila.
That's fine.
Tequila.
I would
tequila.
I'd prefer that. Thank you.
See, for me that would be a punishment. So
I'll get Don Julio.
Your Cabo
I'll end up
Wabo.
doing more than 2. Yeah, Cabo Wabo.
Cabo Wabo.
I think Jay makes a very salient point with him having his full stable of wideouts, and I'm eager to see Sam with a full complement of weapons. Bills are coming off 2 straight losses. They're low. They're in a low point right now. They're doing that thing that they do where they slide as the Bills. They've had years like this before where they get off to a hot start and they crumble as the season wears on. That being said, I think I'm gonna take the Bills.
Where's the butt?
I'm gonna take the Bills, but I think it's gonna be closer than a lot of people think it's gonna be. Certainly closer than Cox thinks it's gonna be. Give me 30-21 Buffalo.
That's actually a fair score. I'm just being a homer right now, but that's a fair score.
30-21 Buffalo. All right, so we have done our full complement of our team's game. So let's rapid fire the rest of these and get out of here in time for dinner. So we have Panthers Saints at 1 p.m. Coxie, you can go first. Who you got?
Well, I'm looking forward to this matchup. Personal reason of having fantasy stock in both running backs in this matchup. But I don't know. I think the Michael Thomas saga for New Orleans is leading them down a bad.
Fucking angry, dude.
It's leading them down a bad path.
Cannot play Mike.
I think they're gonna lose this.
Not play Mike.
I think they're gonna.
I like that.
I think they're gonna lose this 36-31.
All right.
36-31. Who was it? Wait.
He's got Panthers.
Panthers. Huh?
Jay, what do you got?
That's actually kind of a tough one because Teddy's been playing well. Robbie Anderson's an animal. I already knew that.
Going up against his former team.
Yeah, revenge game. The Teddy Bridgewater revenge game. Easy for me to say. Bridgewater's tough.
I'm still going Saints. 31-28.
Gotcha. I heard a rumor also that Emmanuel Sanders is out. So for me, this is a Panthers win, and they keep rolling. They're a sneaky good team. Very sneaky good team.
Matt Rule should have been the Jets head coach, and the Johnson said no because he wanted.
I think Joey Sly wins a late game in the Superdome.
Yeah,
he wins it by a field goal. Give me 31 to whatever the minus 31 is. 28. 30, I couldn't think of it, dude. My brain
minus 31.
Oh my God.
31-28 Panthers. Let's move on from that as quickly as possible. Browns Bengals next. Jay, what do you got?
I got the Browns. Baker's been playing. The defense has been okay, better than they've been.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals just Burrow's good, but I just think it's enough. I got the Browns here.
Gotcha. Cox?
Yeah, same. I got the Browns. I mean, just they're a better football team, both on paper and in reality. Though I think the Browns are slightly overrated. By meaning, I think they're worse than their record says.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but I think they'll win this one
31-27?
31-26.
Oh, gotcha. I also have the Browns. I think it's gonna be a higher scoring affair than you guys. I'll go 38-31 Cleveland. I think the offenses on both these teams are good and high powered. Joe Burrow's really figuring it out with Boyd Higgins. Even AJ Green got to eat a little bit last week. So
did.
They have Mixon's down and out, but I think Gio Bernard will more than be all right in that game. I really like Gio Bernard.
I do too. I think he's a very underrated running back.
I like his mustache right now that he's rocking. But yeah, I still think the Browns win that game, but I think it's more of a shootout, higher scoring affair. Next up, the rivalry of the ages, tale as old as time. We have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Washington football team. Who do you got, Yaz?
This is a tough one just because Dallas last week playing the Cards, they looked lost. They looked almost as lost as the Jets offense, which is saying something. Um, hot take. I take Washington here. 27-21.
Gotcha. Coxie.
Yeah, I don't know how much of a hot take that this one. I'm taking them 20. I just don't think Dallas getting right. I mean, especially now with the stuff that came out, the course of the week about the coaching staff and how some of the players feel. So, give me the Washington football team.
Football team beat Cowboys. The end.
All right, there you go. There's your pick.
By like a TD. That defense is a little underrated over in Washington. They got some dudes up front.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, what I saw from Dalton last week, I don't think they get it done. I really don't.
Yeah. I fully agree. So we all have Washington, which is kind of surprising. Packers Texans. Ryan, what's the scoop?
Man, Houston just can't catch a break. Their schedule's tough.
Yeah.
Like, I feel they're way better than their record suggests. So I think they're going to give the Packers, a game. But that offense in Green Bay bounces back after last week, and Houston's defense is anything to write home about. So I think it's going to be a 37-30 contest for the Packers.
Great.
So,
Jay.
Yeah, I got the Packers here too. I just think that offense is too much for that Houston D, and I don't think that Watson has enough weapons. So I'll go Packers 35-17.
Gotcha. 31-21 Packers is what I'm going with. I do think they bounce back pretty hard, and yeah, Houston just can't catch a break. I think they're good. I think they've got a rough schedule, and they're this year's victim of that. There's always like one a year that you're like, that sucks for them.
Yep.
Detroit Lions versus Atlanta Falcons. Yes.
Ooh, this is actually probably the toss up of the week here.
What are you thinking?
Man, this is, I'm gonna go Falcons.
All right.
Matty Ice. I think everyone's been talking about how should they trade Matty Ice? Should they trade Julio Jones? Should they just start from the bottom? You know what I mean? And just trade everybody. I think Matty Ice has another good game, and I think they win 35-24.
Gotcha, Coxie.
Well, as the great Vicky Valancourt, I think the Mud Dogs are going to win 30. And I think the Atlanta Falcons are going to win 30-27.
That ain't no guess.
That's going to be.
That's what it's going to be. I'm going to take the same team, same score. Falcons. Julio's finally back and healthy with a vengeance, and I think having that back in for Matt Ryan is a huge, huge boon for them.
There's just too many weapons on that really good offense for that really shitty Lions defense.
No. Calvin Ridley is going to also have a game because that just seems to be what he does now.
I hope he does.
It's really good. Yeah, Falcons win that game. Next one, it's kind of like a rivalry week here. A lot of interdivisional games with a lot of stakes. Steelers-Titans. Although I don't think that's a rivalry game now that I think about it. I'm just a big idiot. Not. Well, I'm looking through the other ones is what happened, but because I thought about the Cowboys in Washington and obviously Arizona and Seattle. But anyways, that's not the game we're fucking talking about. Stay on topic. Steelers-Titans. Ryan, who do you got?
Well, this is, I think, for me, probably the most anticipated matchup just of their records going into it, and this is tough. Pittsburgh's defense is really, really good, but Tennessee is just able to run the ball, and they do have a surprising. I guess it's not surprising. They do have a really good passing attack with Tannehill, and I think having AJ Brown back is really helping. So I think the Titans are actually. I think they're going to win this one. It's going to be close. But 33-30 is what I got for the Titans.
Ooh, nice. Jay?
1 second, let me get Cox's. I just want to make sure we have these records down. No, but I got the same. I think I will take the same score, actually. I think the Titans come out with this one. Steelers are good, but Ben's looked... I mean, he looks good, but he doesn't look like Big Ben good. And the Titans... They're well coached. They're very well coached.
Very well
so,
coached.
So I'll take the Titans here.
This is a tough one for me. It really is.
It's gonna be a good game.
It's gonna be a great game. I can't not pick the Titans though. I like Derrick Henry too much. That's what it comes down to. I think it'll
King
be a
Henry.
mega close game. I think it'll be a less than one score less game, just like you guys.
Yeah.
Give me like a 30-21 though. I want a little farther away, just to not have another field goal score on the books.
That's fair.
Chiefs Broncos. Yazzie.
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
42 to fucking 10.
All right, Cox.
Chiefs 30-17.
30-17. All right, let's go Broncos.
Okay.
I'm taking the Chiefs. I'm just fucking with you. I think
Go Broncos.
I can't just keep hot taking the Broncos to victory because it's not going to work, especially against that Chiefs offense.
Worked last week against the Titan that is the New England Patriots.
They're not very good.
That anemic offense.
They're quite bad. But yeah, I got the Chiefs. I don't think it'll be super close. I'll say that. Jaguars Chargers. Ryan.
Jaguars and Chargers. Well, I think Herbert's going to get a win. I don't think the Jaguars are just such a whatever team. Like now, like they had that one. We were talking about them earlier. That they got super close, and then just who cares? So I'll take the Chargers, and I'll take them by a score of 27-17.
Gotcha, Jay.
I just want to say one thing on principle. I put Cox SD as San Diego because I refuse to call them the LA Chargers.
Fine.
Go Chargers.
I'll take the Chargers as well. This one, I think Herbert. He's been like surprising
good.
Really fucking good.
Let's go 31-28.
Chargers 30-10.
All right.
Herbert feasts Joey Bosa. He's really hurt, isn't he? Actually, never mind.
No, the other Bosa's out.
Oh, Nick's
Yeah.
One of the Bosas I knew. Joey Bosa's gonna fucking kick the shit out of Gardner Minshew all day. It's not gonna be close. Give me the Chargers.
Go Chargers, go.
San Francisco 49ers versus New England Patriots in the Jimmy G revenge game. Jay, let me have it.
Ooh. So, here's the thing. I fucking despise the Patriots. I watched them melt down against the fucking Broncos last week.
Yeah, but you're not betting on them to lose 3 straight. Yeah, we all know. We all know you ain't betting against Bill.
I'm taking the Niners 24-21.
Okay. All right.
All right, Ryan.
I'm also taking the Niners. But I'm sorry, Bill. Like the Patriots' offense is anemic. The only question is what 49ers team do you get? Do you get the one that played against Miami and got crushed, or do you get the one that played last week against the Rams and did a great job shutting them down? Having now that they're down to back down to just McKinnon, that might be a problem. But New England's offense is so bad. Like it's so you don't have to put up a lot of points.
And their defense isn't very good either.
Shanahan will fucking hot take. Shanahan is better at game planning, like offensively, than Bill at this point is better at defensive game planning. I mean, less like the last 6 weeks. I mean, they looked all right at times, but like the defenses looked kind of on the New England side.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the day. I think it's 21-13 San Fran.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah, these Patriots games have had weird scores lately.
Yeah.
Give me a Niners win. Make it like, I don't know, fucking 13-9. Let's do that.
All
13-9
right.
49ers.
You actually could be absolutely right on that score. They've been
Wouldn't be
weird all
shocked.
year. Both of these teams have been weird all year.
Yeah. Give me
Be shocked.
13-9 49ers, but I do think Jimmy wins this game and gives Bill Belichick a firm handshake at the end. Thanks, buddy.
Well, you think he'll actually shake his hand or run off like a little baby, like he's
Ooh, we'll
done
see.
every time he saw us?
Ooh, probably the latter. Final game on the slate: Chicago Bears versus LA Rams. I don't remember who I started with. Ryan, go.
All right. I think the Bears need to start being respected. I like nobody talks about them. I think the Bears need to start being respected. They're a good team, and I'm gonna take them over the Rams here. And they're gonna be 6-1, and it's 27-21 Bears.
Nice.
Nice. What do you got, Jay?
I'll admit when I was wrong. I said the Bears would be just gone at this point.
Mhm.
I'll admit I was wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears here. Like 21-17.
Nice. Yeah, they're a totally different team with Nick Foles.
Yeah.
And I think he unlocks the huge potential in that team. So I'm also going to take the Bears here. Although I wouldn't be shocked if the Rams won. That Rams team is pretty dang good.
Neither team winning would shock me, but I just think the Bears defense has been just fucking destroying people. So
yeah, for me, I think both teams could possibly win, but with us likely. Oh no, I picked us to win. So it doesn't matter either way. The Rams are a division opponent, and I want them to lose so we look better. So that was the deciding factor for me.
That's fair.
The Bears win fucking 24-21. Let's go with. Perfect. Yeah. I think that's all the games, boys. So we have the big debate question, which is really this week going to be more of a discussion, just because it's intriguing to me because there are reports that the Jets are like confirmed, air quotes, not actually confirmed, but there are reports that they are truly the tank is fully on, and that they are trying to get the first pick so they can draft one Trevor Lawrence from Clemson. I want Jay to open up the discussions to A, do you think they are just going to fucking pack it in? And B, what do you think that looks like, and how do you think, like, come April, that looks like for the draft?
Where are you seeing these reports? Because I haven't seen them, and I follow every Jets account on Twitter.
It was Pat McAfee. They were talking about it on Pat McAfee.
I don't think he's an insider on the Jets, so
no.
I'll take that with a grain of salt.
But people are talking.
There are several people talking.
People are talking about it, including us.
Do I think they're actively tanking? No, I don't think they are. Do I think that Joe Douglas has a plan? Yes, I do. Even last year, we had a good amount of cap that we didn't spend on premier offensive linemen. We spent on people that Joe Douglas thought could be good fits, and maybe we'll see what happens there. What I will agree with the taking thing is we didn't spend shit on wide receiver at all. We should have signed Robbie Anderson to an extension. We got Rashad Perriman in, who has an injury history, who's shown flashes, but he has never been like a consistent guy. Do I think they're tanking? No, I don't think they're tanking. I think Joe Douglas is a very smart GM. I think he's seeing what he has, and if it completely shits the bed, which it is right now, then we start from scratch and see what happens. If we have the first pick in the draft, we're taking Trevor Lawrence. That's a fact. If Sam Darnold comes back and he shows flashes, he wins a couple games, then I think he sticks with him, and I think they take an offensive lineman in the first round, and then with that Seattle pick, take wide receiver and let's roll. But that's the thing; we still have a lot of season left, so you know what's going to happen with that pick. Would I like Trevor Lawrence? Yes. Would I like Sam Darnold to show something and be the franchise more? Yes, I would like that more.
Gotcha.
Coxie. I'm gonna rebuttal, just so you know.
Fair.
I'm gonna let you girls fucking go at it for a little bit before I add my 2 cents. So,
I think you're right in that the GM does have a plan. However, I think that plan right now, first step one, intentionally tank. That is step. Get first pick. That is step one. They're well on their way to doing that. They probably will. Step two, trade said pick. Trade that pick. You can get a lot in return for that pick because we all know who that pick is going to be. So essentially, you're trading Trevor Lawrence. That's what you're doing. So, step three, fire Gase. Bring in Eric Bieniemy.
Yes,
fire
please.
Gase. Get Bieniemy.
Yeah.
And then step four, present Bieniemy with all of this draft capital and say, go. Yours. Feel free and pick, but build it how you want. Because that's the only way that they're going to get out of this quagmire of nonsense. Like if you if you take Trevor, I don't feel you're going to have enough pieces around him where like you're basically going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, oh great, you have Joe Burrow, but you still suck. So you already have a really young quarterback who you don't really know, you haven't really seen the upper limits of his potential because you haven't surrounded him. Trade the first pick, get a whole bunch of draft capital, build a team, and have them be a young core that can all come up together. And I think that's where you go. I think that's going to be.
You see, Cox, this is the first time I think that we've agreed on a Jets argument.
Yeah, I mean it's just don't get me wrong. Like if you do take Trevor, you're not losing, and you're just not going to get as much Darnold as you would for essentially trading Trevor.
Yeah,
I love Sam Darnold to death. I think he's 23 years old. This is his third season in the NFL. I mean, we still really haven't seen what he has. And we got Mekhi Becton, who's been phenomenal. If we take the kid from Oregon and then with the Seattle pick we got for Jamal, take a wide receiver and then just like build. And like you said, if we have the first pick and trade down and get more first round picks and build, I think Sam Darnold could be, I don't know about, I'm not going to throw out Super Bowl winner, but perennial playoff quarterback. I think that's not out of the question for him.
Yeah, I wholeheartly agree with the get the first pick and trade it. Yeah. I think I was thinking the exact same thing.
Look, here's the thing. I'd be pumped either way because if they get Lawrence, then I'd be pumped because he's one of the better prospects since fucking luck. But if they keep Darnold, I love Darnold. I think he still has a lot of potential. And here's the thing: like if they trade Darnold, I know goddamn well wherever he goes, he's gonna be successful. He's gonna probably go to playoffs every goddamn year because he's a good quarterback. But DT, your point.
Yeah, all I was gonna say is I'm gonna remind everybody every time it comes up, younger than Joe Burrow still, Sam Darnold is. Yeah. So there's a lot of upside still there. Again, you haven't surrounded him with pieces. I think you trade that pick. I think you get the pieces and you go a lot like Cox said. Because there's also the speculation, people talk about it all the time with first overall picks and teams that maybe, aren't very good because they're the first overall pick about like, if you're Trevor Lawrence, do you stay if the New York Jets have the first pick? And that's the whole other big debate where like, that was again, when I was saying like, what does that imply in April? If Lawrence goes on record and says he's not playing for New York, how does that change things?
I feel like every first round quarterback has had that. Like it happened with Sam when the Browns had the first pick. They're like, is he going to actually come out? Because the Browns suck so bad. And then last year it happened with
no,
with
it happens. Burrow. Yeah, the speculation happens
every year, and then they end up coming. Because the guaranteed money is better than going back to college and risking injury.
Right. Well, the other thing, right, is you can still say you refuse to play for the team. Look what happened with Phillip Rivers and Eli back in the day. It's like, where are they going to stand on that? That's why it's a point every year, is because there's history, regarding that and in showing that it could be a possibility.
It's happened twice in the history of the NFL. I wouldn't count on it happening again anytime soon.
That's what you think. I think these kids are getting more and more arrogant, these young whippersnappers.
These fucking kids.
Yeah.
Now, here's an interesting thing. I think if Tua doesn't work out, to kind of connect two things here. If Tua doesn't work out, the Dolphins have draft capital that they can trade. Do they trade and go get the first pick, and essentially Tua becomes Josh Rosen and Trevor Lawrence becomes Kyler Murray?
I don't think they'll pull the parachute on Tua that early.
There's not only that, but there's absolutely no way that the Jets trade Trevor Lawrence to the fucking Dolphins in division. There's no way.
No, I think it's Washington. I think it's Washington is the biggest.
Are you talking about first pick, or are you talking about just in general?
I'm talking about first pick. Like, I think the biggest candidate to move up to get a Trevor Lawrence is like Washington.
Oh yeah. No, I think Coxie was saying, like, do the Dolphins try to move up if the Jets have the first pick, which they probably will? Do the Dolphins try to move up and get Trevor Lawrence? I do not think that the Jets take that, because I don't think that the Jets would be like, do we want Trevor Lawrence in the division for the next 20 years?
Well,
and the answer is fucking no.
Well, there's that, and like I said, I don't think that they'll pull the shoot on Tua that fast. Unless he's fucking awful and it turns out to still be really hurt, they're not going to pull the shoot on Tua.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if his hip is bad.
Even if he's awful, I feel like you took him 5th overall. I don't think they pulled the plug on him after 1 year.
And the Cardinals took Rosen, like, in the first round.
Yeah, and we pulled the plug pretty hard.
Like, it doesn't. If you have a quarterback that you want, go get him.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair.
It's a quarterback-driven league.
No, 100%. I feel that.
Yeah. That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Yeah, but I do. I think they move. I think they take that pick and use it as a golden goose egg, and they get pieces for Douglas to draft around, get a second draft under his belt, get a new head coach in there, probably Bieniemy, maybe somebody else.
Oh, I hope it's Bieniemy. I really fucking do.
Could be
so good.
I think him with Sam would be pretty good, very good actually.
So like, just like, if gun to your head, both of you, what do you think happens to the New York Jets next year? Like in the next year? Gun to your head.
I think literally what we talked about. I think they get that first pick and they should trade the fuck out of it. And I think they should go after 1 or 2 premier linemen and like an A-tier wide receiver, depending on who's available. I think like maybe they snag Galladay. You put Galladay with Sam Darnold. If the Lions don't extend him, I would love to see that. I'd probably buy a fucking Galladay jersey. I love me some Kenny Galladay.
I would absolutely buy a Galladay jersey. Coxie?
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Like, just what we talked about. Like, that's what they gotta do.
Yeah.
I think if they trade the first pick and get pieces, they'll be better faster.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't think Darnold is better than Trevor. So I think it's something to where you can use Darnold almost as like a stopgap if need be. And then once his contract's up and you put all these other pieces around, then you bring in so either a draft a rookie that you think will be great and then he's on a rookie deal, or you bring in that veteran that you can just
well, that's the other thing you can do too, right? You could flip Darnold on draft day for more capital too if you want to.
Right. Yeah, you just won't get as much.
No, but you will still get good mid-round pieces potentially, especially if the buyer's right.
They could get a second for Darnold easy. I guarantee it.
So it depends, but either way, I think you flip the quarterback at that point, and then you just you figure out in your head coin flip if it's Trevor or Sam, but you're flipping a quarterback draft day.
Good to my head, if they have the first pick, they're taking Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
if I had to guess,
then you flip Sam. You flip Sam at that point.
Flip him for a second, and then we have 3 seconds.
Not a bad place to be. And again, I said off season. I think you guys you have to go get a wideout next year, and the wideout pool is going to be good with Juju, Galladay, a couple other people I can't think of. I think you get like a mid to high tier O lineman, and you get one of those two guys
with 2 firsts and potentially 3 seconds if we trade Darnold for a second. It's
a haul.
Let's see what Douglas got, man. Let's see what see what he can do.
And then that'll really be the true evaluation period for him as a GM, I think,
Yep.
and that'll be exciting.
Absolutely.
Get somebody new in there. I think your best days are ahead of you for sure. And while you're going to be miserable this year, you have a lot to look forward to.
I think like 2-3 years from now, I'll be as happy as Coxie.
Well, boys,
Maybe.
we should wrap things up here. Any final thoughts before we let the wonderful people go about their day?
Fire gaze.
I agree. Cox?
Give me sweet kisses.
Oh my God, you're such a fucking weirdo. Go Cards. Again, we hope all your teams win unless they're playing us. Then they can fucking lose. But we hope you guys all have a wonderful week, and we'll be back next week with more of these takes and bullshit. Catch you guys later. Say bye, guys.